Hello. I thought we can have a look at Beyonce Knowles chart today because, like when people normally look at charts, they always like see the negative. Well, I can tell you when you look at her chart, you will look at everything and think, wow, how did she get so famous? Clearly, we have to look at her D9 and D10 too. But I thought for now today, we just have a look at her D1 and just try and see beneath the normal things that are going on. So let's share the screen and let's have a look and see what's going on. Right, let's get rid of me. So as you can see, she's an Aries ascendant, and she definitely looks like an Ashwini, ascendant, because she has got all that wonderful hair, lots of hair, and her nostrils as well, very much like the Aries ascendant. And her ascendant is 9 degrees 46 of Ashwini, and Sun is exalted at 10 degrees. So that's pretty good degree to be at. So she's ruled by Ketu, but her moon is in Vishaka. And look at that, 3 degrees of Vishaka. So she is actually, moon is spot on the degree that will be debilitated. But if you look at that moon is by no means debilitated, because in the D9 it goes into Cancer. So and in her chart, the ascendant Lord Mars is debilitated in Cancer, and the dispositor of Mars is debilitated in Scorpio. So there is actually an exchange of energy between the first house and fourth house energy, but in the eighth house, so there's always going to be some things, and her moon is unsupported in a sense. So there's going to be these issues with feeling a little bit insecure emotionally, quite fragile, and also that moon is not just debilitated on its own, but it's also being aspected by Saturn as well, by third aspect. So again, you can see that she's probably, gets quite nervous about things and feel quite fragile at times too. The whole fact that the first house ruler and the fourth house ruler are in an exchange, it makes the chart very, very strong. And as you can see, Mars, Rahu together. So these are some of the things I wanted to share with you. When a planet is at a degree of exaltation as another planet, particularly if it is like a node, then it's going to that Rahu at 5 degrees, which is 5 degrees 50, which is literally spot on what Jupiter will be exalted on. It's going to work a little bit like an exalted Jupiter there. And Rahu Mars together gives a person amazing amount of energy. Like literally, she is really energetic. And yeah, so but like they always say also about like, so all these things have given her a lot of success, so there must have been quite a few obstacles in, because Mars is obviously debilitated, and somebody with that, they can't actually express how they feel, and they could just suddenly get really angry. And she has Sun, ruler of the fifth house, in the fifth house, nice and strong. So she's clearly quite close to her father, and father, I think her because obviously fifth house is house of entertainment and media. So, and I think her father has been her manager. So a very important man who's helped her gain a lot as well. So, and Purva Falguni is very much about the fruits. A lot of people who actually have this, they're good singers, and they are in the entertainment business, ruled by Venus. And then she's got a stellium of planets: Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus, all in Virgo. So she's all about the small picture detail, getting things right. And it's like second house ruler of voice or speech, and third house ruler of speaking and communicating, both of them together sitting in Virgo with Jupiter expanding and just kind of blessing them. So and that house, the sixth house, has got 3 benefics in it as well. And Mercury, the ruler, is in there, and Saturn is her 10th house and the 11th house ruler in there as well. So there's multiple things going on, but there will be obstacles to do with them because it is still the sixth house. But nonetheless, this is what I wanted you to see. Just because you got planets in difficult houses doesn't always mean, because this is also an Upachaya house, gets better with time. So I just wanted to show you, obviously, one very first thing is that this exchange is very, very important. And from the moon, you can just see that Mars is actually first house ruler in the 9th house. So that's very good too. And all these other planets fall into our 11th house from the moon. So lots of gains. Right, let's have a look and see what's going on for Beyonce. Things I just looked at some of the so she has a debilitated Venus, and it's our Bhagotama as well at that. So it means that in the D9, it's also at that degree too. And so this is quite close to the Yogatara, which is at 29 degrees of Chitra. So that will be, although it's difficult, and I think she's had quite a few issues in her marriage, you know, but nonetheless, though, or with female people as well, you know, that could, you know, female workers. So I guess, you know, when you're that famous, they have a way of talking to people that it might be a little bit like, ooh. But anyway, so yeah, so but it's obviously not that weak. It's first of all, it's Bhagotama, and B is that it's very close to the Yogatara of Chitra at 29 degrees. So that's really good. And also Jupiter is at 19 degrees Yogatara of Hasta. Okay. And also this is not just the Yogatara, but it's also the degree that's very, very nourishing too. And then we have Saturn at 15 degrees 30, which is 15 degrees is Mercury's exaltation degree. So it will actually be working like another Mercury at exalted Mercury too. And then we have Mercury is at almost 10 degrees there, and that is the Yogatara as well degree. So that's pretty amazing. This is so unbelievable, really. So we have Mars also, not Mars, Sun at 1852 of Leo. So this is called Pushkara Bhaga, which means that this is a degree, a special degree, which things definitely get much, much better with time. And it's also very close to the Yogatara degree, which is Yogataras are like really the essence of that. So it really give really good results, you know, some of them, not all of them, but this is quite an auspicious one. So 17 degrees 30, but there is a Vishanadi degrees there between 1746 and 1840. So it's just near that as well. And that's called the Vishanadi, which is a bit poisonous. So I can just see that maybe she's had some issues with her father, or, you know, maybe in her work, because that's quite a creative work as well. And then we have Mars at 18 degrees 20 of Pushya. Pushya is a very nourishing nakshatra, very successful. But that degree is the Vishanadi again, which is like difficult. So she's had some obstacles in her life herself. But 8 degrees is also the Pushkara Bhaga as well. So it's like the degree that does get better with time. So these are also very, very interesting. And as you can see, she's got K2 sitting in her 10th house. So this is something that she's done. And Uttarashada means the successful one in that sense. So this is how you can see how amazing everything is. And I just wanted to just show you, this is the padas for her chart. So you can see that literally Capricorn, her 10th house, is her second pada of wealth. And her ascendant is the 11th house of 11th pada for gains. So she's born to have all this amazing money and all this talent. And also Taurus is a very good pada for her as well, for 5th and 10th. So pretty good, you know, there's like a lot of good things going on. And so that's it. That's how you can see everything. And she's been born to be do Venetian things, which all the arts are. And also the other thing is learning about relationships and loving self as well. So these are some of the messages from her chart. So thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.